You ready to see what we got?
A little too excited.
I see a Darcy Coates in
I
there.
was just finna say, I already see it.
Can I start?
Yes, I already know what you're going to.
All right. The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. Or Coates. I've never heard her name pronounced. There's something wrong with Ashburn House. Everyone knows about Ashburn House. They whispered that its old owner went mad and restless ghosts still walk the halls. But when Adrian, desperate and in need of a place to stay, inherits the crumbling old mansion, she only sees it as a lifeline, until darkness falls. Strange messages are etched into the walls. Furniture moves when she leaves the room, and a grave hidden in the depths of the forest hints at a terrible, unforgivable secret. Something twisted lives in her house, its hungry eyes ever watchful. Chasing the threads of a decades-old mystery, it isn't long before she realizes she's become prey to something deeply unnatural and intensely resentful. She has no idea how to escape. She has no idea how to survive. Only one thing is certain. Ashburn's dead are not at rest. She is the only person who has ever managed to actually make me jump when she says boo. She's good. She's really good.
I really want to catch up on all the books we've gotten.
Of her? Yeah, like, she is now my go-to whenever I want to read an actual scary story. Like something that'll actually make me think twice before reading her books at night, which I avoid. I avoid reading her books at night. I've never done that before.
I literally got jump scared, like, not even with anybody around me.
Oh, really? Everybody that I've recommended From Below to has had a jump scare from that book. So, both of us?
Yes. Look at the size of this one.
Dragons!
Fly or Die, Fourth Wing, by Rebecca Yarros. 20-year-old Violet Sorrengail was supposed to enter the scribe quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now the commanding general, also known as her toughest Talon's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navarre, dragon riders. But when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away, because dragons don't bond to fragile humans, they incinerate them. With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would kill Violet to better their own chances of success. The rest would kill her just for being her mother's daughter, like Xaden Ryerson, the most powerful and ruthless wing leader in the Riders Quadrant. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. Yet, with every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly, the kingdom's protective wards are failing, and the death toll continues to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. Friends, enemies, and lovers, everyone at Basgath War College has an agenda, because once you enter, there are only two ways out: graduate or die.
No pressure.
Pretty straightforward.
I'd be interested. Nay to you, huh?
The artwork.
No. There's two!
I think I know what you're talking about. When we first opened the box, I was like, oh. Oh.
Nothing's Wrong. A Hare, a Bear, and Some Pie to Share by Jory John and Aaron Cran. Anders does not seem like himself. He and his best friend Jeff are headed out for a picnic, but no matter how much Anders insists that he's feeling just fine, Jeff gets the sense that his best friend isn't being totally honest. Should he check in on Anders or give him some space? Should he help him out or just be by his side? How can he be a good friend if he doesn't know what his friend might need? This read out loud, laugh out loud picture book from best-selling author Jory John, paired with stand-up talent Aaron Cran, reminds us that even when nothing seems to go right, a good friend will be there for you at the end of the day.
Oh, this is, oh my god, everything about this book is just so adorable.
I love I love the inside wrapping.
Also, the theme, like, it's such a perfect theme.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to read this for myself, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I love that webcomic.
I haven't read it yet, but I will be reading it. Let's Play Volume 1 by Crescent. She's young, single, and about to achieve her dream of creating incredible video games. But then life throws her a 1-2 punch. A popular streamer gives her first game a scathing review. Even worse, she finds out that same troublesome critic is now her new neighbor. A funny, sexy, and all too real story about gaming, memes, and social anxiety. Come for the plot, stay for the doggo.
Stay for the doggo? Is that what it says?
That is what it says.
Bowser is a very, very cute French bulldog.
Oh my gosh.
Let me see if I can find a picture of Bowser.
I'm definitely checking this out as soon as it goes in the system.
Bowser's on the cover, but you need like
good half of this.
Oh, it's horrible.
This makes me want a dog even more.
Oh my lord!
Oh my god.
Look at that dog. I've got another dragon story. To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Monoquill Black Goose.
That is an amazing last name.
Yes, it is. A young indigenous woman enters a colonizer-run Dragon Academy and quickly finds herself at odds with the approved way of doing things in the first book of a brilliant new fantasy series. The remote island of Musquapaug, and I'm sorry if I brutalized that, has not seen a dragon in many generations, until 15-year-old Anaquis finds a dragon's egg and bonds with its hatchling. Her people are delighted, for all remember the tales of the days when dragons lived among them and danced away the storms of autumn, enabling the people to thrive. To them, Anaquis is revered as Napashiwatsit, a person in a unique relationship with a dragon. And again, I'm sorry if I butchered that. Unfortunately for Anaquis, the English conquerors of her land have different opinions. Sounds familiar. They have a very specific idea of how a dragon should be raised and who should be doing the raising, and Anaquis does not meet any of their requirements. Only with great reluctance do they allow Anaquis to enroll in a proper English dragon school on the mainland. If she cannot succeed there, her dragon will be killed. Who are you to decide? For a girl with no formal schooling, a non-English upbringing, and a very different understanding of the history of her land, challenges abound, both socially and academically. But Anaquis is smart, determined, and resolved to learn what she needs to help her dragon, even if it means teaching herself. The one thing she refuses to do, however, is become the meek English miss that everyone expects. Anaquis and her dragon may be coming of age, but they're also coming to power, and that brings an important realization. The world needs changing, and they just might be the ones to do it.
Oh yes, I want to read this.
Me too.
And the cover.
The cover is also really, really cool.
Pluto, Not a Planet, Not a Problem by Stacey McAnulty. Nice to meet you. The name is Pluto, and I'm a proud, playful, and popular non-planet. Our solar system has 8 planets, and I just don't fit in with them. Sure, I'm round. Sure, I circle sun, but there's more to it. So scientists gave me a new title. I'm a dwarf planet, and that's not a problem. Let me tell you why.
There'll still be a planet to me, Pluto.
Always. Wonder who's gonna end up reading that one.
Not me! The Isles of the Gods by Amy Kaufman. Sally has salt water in her veins, so when her father leaves her high and dry in the port of Kirkpool, she has no intention of riding out the winter at home when he sails off for adventure. But any plans to follow him are dashed when a handsome stranger with telltale magician's marks on his arms commandeers her ship. Rude. He is Prince Leander of Eleanor, and he needs to cross the Crescent Sea without detection so he can complete a ritual on the sacred Isles of the Gods. Sally has no desire to escort a spoiled prince anywhere, and no time for his entitled demands or his good looks. But what starts as a leisure cruise will lead to acts of treason and sheer terror on the high seas, bringing two countries to the brink of war, two strangers closer than they ever thought possible, and two dangerous gods stirring from centuries of rest. Magic, romance, and slumbering gods clash in the start of this riveting fantasy series spanning gangsters' dens, forgotten temples, and the high seas.
Yes.
Yes?
Absolutely, yes.
Me too.
It already got me a magical romance. I already want to read it.
I've noticed a pattern.
I do love my romance.
I love my romances too. I am a grumpy and sunshine and enemies to lovers kind of person.
I love Grumpy and Sunshine. It's just amazing. Minerva Keen's Detective Club by James Patterson and Keir Graff. Minerva Keen's life isn't exactly normal, but living in the luxurious Arcanum with its interior balconies perfect for playing tag, an elevator like an iron bird cage, and quirky neighbors behind every apartment door is more fun than normal. Until her neighbors start getting poisoned. Anyone could be next, and everyone is a suspect, including Minerva herself. To clear her name and help the police crack the case, Minerva starts her own detective club. So what if it only has two other members? One being Minerva's accident-prone daredevil brother, and the other being the biggest and quietest kid in school, who happens to be afraid of his own shadow.
Oh, ain't that the way?
Big softy.
Of course, your instant favorite.
Minerva knows that with her brain power, the club's sleuthing skills, and case files full of suspects, they can unmask the poisoner, hopefully before it's too late.
Swamp Story by Dave Barry. Jessie Praddock is trapped in a tiny cabin deep in the Everglades with her infant daughter and her ex-boyfriend, a wannabe reality TV star who turned out to be a lot prettier on the outside than on the inside. Broken desperate for a way out, Jessie stumbles. Broken desperate for a way out, Jessie stumbles across a long-lost treasure which could solve. Broken desperate for a way out, Jessie.
What? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Apparently, just wanted to say hi to my eyebrow. Broke and desperate for a way out, Jessie stumbles across a long-lost treasure which could solve all her problems if she can figure out how to keep it. The trouble is, some very bad men are also looking for the treasure, and they know Jessie knows where it is. Meanwhile, Ken Bartle of Bartle Brothers Bait and Beer. Wow.
Ken Bartle of Bartle Brothers.
Ken Bartle of Bartle Brothers Bait and Beer. Ken Bartle of yeah, try saying that 5 times fast. Meanwhile, Ken Bartle of Bartle Brothers Bait and Beer has hatched a scheme to lure tourists to his failing store by making viral videos of the Everglades melon monster. The monster is in fact an unemployed alcoholic newspaperman named Phil wearing a Dora the Explorer costume head. Incredibly, this plan actually works, inspiring a horde of TikTokers to swarm to the swamp in search of the monster at the same time villains are on the hunt for Jessie's treasure. Amid this mayhem, a presidential hopeful arrives in the Everglades to start his campaign. Needless to say, it does not go as planned. In fact, nothing in the story goes as planned. This is, after all, Florida.
Oh, that makes sense. Everything makes sense.
Everything makes sense now.
I was gonna say, this story's so random, and then we got to Florida, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. Fern Brookbanks has wasted far too much of her adult life thinking about Will Baxter. She spent 24 hours in her early 20s with the aggravatingly attractive and idealistic artist, a chance encounter that spiraled into a day-long adventure in the city. The timing was wrong, but their connection was undeniable. They shared every secret, every dream, and made a pact to meet again 1 year later. Fern showed up, Will didn't. At 32, Fern's life doesn't look at all how she once imagined it would. Instead of living in the city, Fern's back home, running her mother's lakeside resort. something Fern vowed never to do. The place is in disarray, her ex-boyfriend is the manager, and Fern doesn't know where to begin. She needs a plan, a lifeline. To her surprise, it comes in the form of Will, who arrives 9 years late, suitcase in tow, and an offer to help on his lips. Will may be the only person who understands what Fern's going through, but how can she possibly trust this expensive suit-wearing Mirage, who seems nothing like the young man she met all those years ago? Will is hiding something, and Fern's not sure she wants to know what it is. But 10 years ago, Will Baxter rescued Fern. Can she do the same for him now?
A Friend Like You by Andrea Schomburg and Barbara Rotkin. Squirrel and bird are very different. One likes nuts and the other likes worms. But both of them are happy to try something new, and together they make the very best of friends. A beautiful tale of an unlikely friendship, brought to life with sweet illustrations. Oh, and look at the back. It tells you what life lessons it teaches. Friendship, empathy, and acceptance. I mean, I might as well put it right here because I'm going to be reading it for the summer reading to the kids. So, because I'm pretty sure
Yes.
it was a yes for you.
Oh, yes. You can take that one.
Getting a little too big for your britches.
I already read the first one.
I know.
The Long March Home, a World War II novel of the Pacific, by Marcus Brotherton and Tuska Lee. Inspired by true stories, The Long March Home is a gripping coming-of-age tale of friendship, sacrifice, and the power of unrelenting hope. Jimmy Propfield joined the Army for 2 reasons: to get out of Mobile, Alabama, with his best friends, Hank and Billy, and to forget his high school sweetheart, Claire. Life in the Philippines seems like paradise until the morning of December 8, 1941, when news comes from Manila Imperial Japan has bombed Pearl Harbor. Within hours, the teenage friends are plunged into war as enemy warplanes attack Luzon, beginning a battle for control of the Pacific theater that will culminate with the last stand on the Bataan Peninsula and end with the largest surrender of American troops in history. What follows will become known as one of the worst atrocities of modern warfare, the Bataan Death March. With no hope of rescue, the 3 friends vow to make it back home together, but the ordeal is only the beginning of their nearly 4-year fight to survive.
Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. As the celebration of the 25th anniversary of Robin Hobb's legendary series continues, Fitz's chivalry farcier in the full return in this heartbreaking second volume, now joined by a new companion who leaps into Fitz's life with his own savage glory, completing the most original trio ever to grace the pages of fantasy. Here is Royal Assassin as it has never before been seen, in hardcover with 10 full-color illustrations by Magali Villeneuve. Come revel in this modern classic of epic fantasy replete with adventure, magic, treachery, and sacrifice.
Have you read the first one?
I have not, but it is on my to-read list. So.
Healing Dependency on Crisis and Chaos in Yourself and Others. Addicted to Drama by Dr. Scott Lyons. In this groundbreaking book, clinical psychologist and mind-body expert Dr. Scott Lyons turns the notion of the drama queen on its head, showing that drama is actually an addiction and those who are suffering with it are experiencing a much deeper psychological, biological, and social pain. For a person addicted to the drama, the intensity becomes their way of coping. Their life is a constant cycle of crisis, chaos, and chronically high levels of stress. They may never be able to relax without an internal alarm going off, sending them spiraling back towards chaos. Drama is the stirring, the excitement, the exaggeration, the eruption, the unrest, and the medicine to feel alive in relation to the numbing of the internal and external world around them. For a person addicted to drama, the drama is often how they survive, or think they do. With studies, primary research, and patient stories, Dr. Lyons deconstructs this little understood addiction, sharing, what drama addiction is and what it is not, how to identify patterns of drama addiction in yourself and others, the somatic effects of drama addiction, including chronic fatigue, autoimmune disease, joint and muscle pains, and other conditions, the origins of drama addiction and how we are heading toward a global pandemic of dependency on crisis and chaos, accessible exercises for recovery and healing. Rather than dismiss addiction to drama as just attention seeking, Dr. Lyons offers clear-eyed empathy, humor, and practical strategies to help us all understand and break free of the drama cycle. He looks like Archie from Riverdale. I just had to say that. Just had to put that out there.
The thing is, I can see it, and I haven't even watched Riverdale. Star Wars Jedi Battle Scars, by Sam Maggs. Cal Kestis has built a new life for himself with the crew of the Stinger Mantis. Together, Cal's crew has brought down bounty hunters, defeated inquisitors, and even evaded Darth Vader himself. More important, Marin, Seer, Grease, and faithful droid BD-1 are the closest thing Cal has had to a family since the fall of the Jedi Order. Even as the galaxy's future grows more uncertain by the day, with each blow struck against the Empire, the Mantis crew grows more daring. On what should be a routine mission, they meet a stormtrooper determined to chart her own course with the help of Cal and the crew. In exchange for help starting a new life, the Imperial deserter brings word of a powerful, potentially invaluable tool for their fight against the Empire. And even better, she can help them get to it. The only catch? Pursuing it will bring them into the path of one of the Empire's most dangerous servants, the Inquisitor known as the Fifth Brother. Can the Imperial deserter truly be trusted? And while Cal and his friends have survived run-ins with the Inquisitors before, how many times can they evade the Empire before their luck runs out?
The Book of Stolen Dreams by David Farr. When Rachel and Robert help their librarian father to steal a forbidden book, they are plunged into a dangerous world. Everyone is hunting for the Book of Stolen Dreams, and with their father in prison, Rachel and Robert are forced to go on the run. Desperate to survive, they must uncover the book's secrets and track down its mysterious missing page. But the cruel and calculating President Charles Malstain is on their trail and will do anything to seize what they have. When the children discover the astonishing magical truth about the book, they resolve to do everything in their power to stop it from falling into Malstain's hands. For if it does, he could rule forever. I like that.
Well, that's the end. No. The new Women's Murder Club novel, The 23rd Midnight, by James Patterson and Maxine Petro. An attention-seeking copycat is recreating murders by a famous killer from the Women's Murder Club's past. Detective Lindsay Boxer put serial killer Evan Burke in jail. Reporter Cindy Thomas wrote a book that put him on the bestseller list. Now an obsessed maniac called Blackout is writing his own gruesome sequel to Burke's true crime story. If Lindsay can't keep her friends off Blackout's kill list, it's lights out for the Women's Murder Club. Can he truly be writing his own gruesome sequel if it's copycatting somebody else's?
Yes. I mean, yes isn't that great.
Alright. Well, that is it. It's time for us to see who has won this. And
My stack is so tiny.
my stack is kind of small, but it's like thick books. I've got 3.
You've got 2.
You've got 2. What have we got combined? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
We both win again.
All right. Well, that is it for today. I hope something here caught your attention. This is only the first delivery that we have of our new arrivals. We will be getting more in, so please don't think that this is all we get for the rest of the month. We have plenty more where that came from, so please feel free to stop by, check out some books. Maybe there's even some books that we already have on our shelves that are going to be interesting to you. Bye!